What is going on YouTube? Joe here with Color Nation Media and welcome back to another live Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle against a subscriber/follower on Twitter. Today we are up against Mike in an NU match and I just kind of threw this team together really fast. It's actually quite offensive, so I'm guessing this is not going to be that long of a match. Just because normally my teams are a little bit bulkier this time around. As you can see, I've only got 2 Pokemon that can really take a hit. I'll give you guys a little bit of an overview on the whole team and what we're running in a second. But before I do that, I would like to remind you, if you haven't done so already, and you would like to show some support to the channel and the series and all that good stuff, remember, all you got to do is click that thumbs up button right below this video. It really does help out, and so do your comments. I like interacting with you guys, so it's always a treat for me to, you know, wake up in the morning and read all the comments everybody put on the videos, get back to you guys, interact, you know, maybe make a new friend or something, who knows? You never know what might come of a comment, so let's take a look at the team here. We got Choice Band Primeape, we've got Eviolite, Rest Talking Specially Defensive Sliggoo, we've got Physically Offensive Simisage with a Citrus Berry and Acrobatics, which is really fun to use, really fun. I don't know if it's going to do anything in this particular match, but it's fun to use. Then we've got our Torkoal, which I believe I gave a Rocky Helmet, Physically Defensive. It's packing the Rapid Spin and the Stealth Rock, so that's great. And then we've got Life Orb Electrode. I normally run Specs, but I decided to go with Life Orb this time around. And then we have our Quiver Dance Focus Sash Butterfree, which is always interesting. Indeed. Let's choose the bottom team because that's what I should be using. Mike is a good battler. He's been on the channel quite a few times. He's always got fun stuff. Look at this team. This is amazing. Parasect, Seismitoad, which is actually kind of a standard big-time threat in NU, but you gotta have some glue to the team. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have some glue. Then we got Lunatone, Stantler, Seviper, and Sneasel. Sneasel is nothing to mess around with, by the way, in NU. Sneasel is a monster. His team looks really PU to me, actually, with the exception of Seismitoad. Seismitoad might actually still be PU, I don't know. I'd have to check the usage on that. Everything else is PU on his team. To be fair, most of the things on my team are PU too, but still, it's a lot of fun to use. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, his team looks kind of frail too, with the exception of the Seismitoad, unless that Lunatone is defensive, which it could be. I mean, it gets, what, Moonlight, I think, as a recovery move, so it could be used defensively. It gets Cosmic Power too, so you never know with that. For Seismitoad, we need to try to keep a little ginseng around here, but let's see. Rocks. Will rocks be a good thing to have up immediately? I'm gonna say yes. But if he leads off with the Seismitoad, I'm in trouble. So I'm gonna lead off with the Electrode. Because he doesn't have any electric immunities other than the Seismitoad, but it's 4 times weak to grass, and I have the HP grass, so yeah. Getting up the rocks early will be good, though. If we can manage to pivot into our Torkoal to get those rocks up, that would be fantastic, because he has a couple Pokemon weak to it. And I'm not sure if he's going to be carrying any Focus Sashes or anything. Decreasing the longevity of that Sneasel, especially if it's Life Orb, or just, it doesn't matter what set it is. Decreasing the longevity of Sneasel, not Sneevil, Sneasel is always a good idea. Now, what are you going to do with this thing? I'm very curious, so I'm going to Volt Switch out here. Or do I Signal Beam? Signal Beam is super effective. I don't think he can one-shot me with anything. I'm a little bit afraid of you being Calm Mind, to be fair. But what we can do is we can Volt Switch out and then come back in with Primeape for a Choice Banded U-turn. That has some potential, definitely. I mean, if he goes for a Rock Polish, though, which is a set that I've run, that could be a little scary. It could definitely be a little bit scary, because Lunatone has some surprising power behind it. It really does. So if you let it get, like, speed boosts up, it can legitimately have an offensive presence. So, you know what? We're actually going to go for the Signal Beam here. I'm going to try to get some damage. He's going to withdraw, maybe go into the Seismitoad, predicting an Electric-type move. Yeah, there's the Seismitoad. As we're going to pull off a nice little Signal Beam here. That's not going to do that much, even though we're Life Orb, and, you know, it's a Seismitoad. That does jack diddly squat. And he's going to show the lefties. He might just go for the rocks here, predicting me to switch out. And so I don't really want him to be able to do that for free. So what? You're thinking, why are you even considering leaving Electrode in on a Seismitoad? I'm thinking he's going to predict me to not want to stay in here because that, you know, isn't the best thing to do. He might be specially defensive. He might survive this. But I still think HP Grass is the way to go. Get as much damage as possible on this thing. If Electrode goes down, that's fine by me. It's not essential to this team by any means. Looking at my opponent's team, I don't need Electrode specifically for any individual threat. So I am going to go right ahead for that HP Grass and go from there. And hopefully that does a nice chunk, which it does. Not a one-shot. So, he's going to go for the Scald, predicting, I'm not sure what to come in, but that's going to do a nice chunk of damage. He does not get the burn, but I don't think he can stay in here, unless he wants to just sacrifice his Seismitoad, which I'm guessing he's not going to want to do. What would want to come in? I mean, I really want to go for a Volt Switch, predicting him to switch out, or even a Signal Beam, but I think our best play here is to just go for the HP Grass again to try to get rid of this thing, and he is going to stay in, so that is going to be a dead Seismitoad. Electrode taking out a Seismitoad. You do not see that happening very often, and in fact, it's precisely why I run HP Grass on Electrode for Pokemon that are 4 times weak to Grass, and also to hit Lanturns. But yeah, that is not even a switch in, because if we predict that correctly, as that Water Ground Pokemon comes in, like Seismitoad, it's swiftly to it KO'd, and I'm not sure if we are specs if that was going to be a one-shot. I don't think it would be. It would be close. Maybe there's a chance to OHKO, but yeah, we're going to get a nice little Volt Switch off here on this Lunatone, which we outspeed, so that is pretty darn good, because it's a Lunatone and we are an Electrode. Unfortunately, we only have, I think, 2 more hits left in us, and maybe 3, as far as the Life Orb recoil is concerned. So, now I think our best play is to actually just go into Sally, the nice little Sliggoo here, because we can take hits from this all day. He's going to go for the Psychic. That's really not troublesome at all. Yeah, Sally's taking that like a champ, but we see the special defense drop. Now, the question is, are you going to switch this out, or you feel like you want to just stay in? We have decisions here. We always have decisions. There's always decisions to be made, and it always takes me forever to make them. That's just basically what my life is. You guys know that by now. Alright, so let's try to think here. Let's try to think together. Alright, so what I'm thinking here is that special defense drop really stinks. It really does, and I think we're going to have to switch out. As much as I want to attack this thing, that just puts me in a really crap position, to be honest with you guys. Or we're just going to have to sack off Sally here. I don't know if a Dragon Pulse will kill. I can't. It's a 10% chance. 10% chance. Why did that have to happen? I really don't have much else to switch in on this. Well, no, you know what? We're going to switch in Ginseng. If he wants to hit us with a Psychic, we do outspeed it, and we're going to be able to eat our Citrus Berry, so that feels like the better play here, rather than sacking off Sally this early. He's going to go for the Psychic. That's going to do a butt ton of damage. I don't think it's going to kill, but it's going to do a butt ton of damage. Yeah, that brings us all the way down to 37 HP, and we're going to get our Citrus off, so now we're free to go ahead and spam Acrobatics. But first, actually, we can go for a Synthesis here, because he might not stay in. But I'm actually... Wow, actually no, we can go for a knockoff. That would probably kill, now that I'm thinking about it. And we can knock off the item of whatever wants to come in. So let's go ahead and go for that. He outspeeds. He's Scarf. He's Scarf. Oh my goodness, Scarf Lunatone. Okay, I was not expecting that whatsoever. Good for you for using Scarf Lunatone. I was not expecting that because Electrode was still outspeeding it. Interestingly enough. Alright, so we just wasted Ginseng there. If he was anything but Scarf, that stinks. But that is the name of the game. I guess that was our little way of scouting for it. So we can go for a nice T-Bolt here because he really doesn't have much of a switch in with that, whatchamacallit, gone. The Seismitoad, which surprisingly Electrode took out. So we can just go for a nice T-Bolt here, like I said. That should get rid of this thing. I hope he doesn't want to save it. I want to get rid of this thing immediately. This thing is a problem. Scarf Lunatone. Scarf Lunatone. He did say he was going to try some new things, so if you couldn't tell by just looking at his team and some of the sets that we've seen already just with this Scarf Lunatone, you know what? He's definitely trying some new things. I run some weird stuff on my Lunatones too. I run like a Cosmic Power Baton Passing or a Calm Mind. One or the other, I don't know which, but it's really kind of a silly set, but it's fun. It's fun, that's the important part. And then I run a Rock Pile set too. Thunderbolt does not do nearly as much damage as I need it to. He gets the Intimidate off, so I wonder if he's like Assault Vest. I really don't know what Stantler does. I know he can carry the Sap Zipper, but obviously he doesn't have that because he has Intimidate. I think we can survive one more Life Orb. One more Life Orb recoil as far as moves go. And I kind of need this thing to outspeed the Lunatone now that I know that it's Scarfed. I don't have much. We can go into Torkoal, but it could have the EQ, which is a little bit troublesome. He might just go for that right now. Let's see here. Let's see. This is a little bit troublesome for me. Because T-Bolt's not going to be a kill here, and I don't... Let me just take a look at my team one more time. I don't really have much for this other than Torkoal. And I don't know if that's the best switch here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to Volt Switch out just to get some more damage going. And like I said, I'm pretty sure we can survive the Life Orb recoil just by a little bit. Yeah, 4 HP. So now we can go into Torkoal. If he has EQ, that could be troublesome, but I don't think we have much of a choice. We gotta let Torkoal absorb this hit here. The Stantlers are usually physical, unless he's Calm Mind, but I doubt it. Charge Beam Stantler, ladies and gents. Oh my goodness. That did, okay damage, I guess. That is rather scary. I cannot even believe, I can't even be mad, really, can I? I can't be mad. We can take a couple of hits from this. So I kind of want to just set up a nice little Stealth Rock here and then Lava Plume him. That's what I'm thinking. That is what I'm thinking, yes. He might even switch out, I don't know. We shall see. He's going to go for the Shadow Ball at +1 special attack. And that's not going to be enough to take us out with one more hit. Definitely not going to be enough. Now that I have this up, the thing is, I don't think I want to take another hit. So I'm going to go into Sally to take the special hit. Even though he's at +1, it's a Stantler. I feel like Sligoo here, good old Sally, should be able to absorb this hit just fine. Just fine. There's the Shadow Ball, and let's see how much this does. I'm curious. Wow, that did more than I kind of figured it would. Any one hit will take this out, so I'm going to rest up first before we do anything. As he goes for the Psyshock. Ooh, that is going to hit us on our defensive side, and it takes out Sally. Alright, fair enough. Psyshock. I have no idea what this guy is running. I just sacrificed Sally to a Stantler. Absolutely insane. Oh, man, it looks like I might have to get rid of Electrode here, and I don't like that. The Torkoal can't survive a hit, I don't think, or it's going to be way too close. We could send in Butters here to get off a nice little Quiver Dance. I don't know if I want to do that. If my Primeape was Choice Scarfed, we'd be in a better position here. But we're not. Yeah, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Because Ice Shard can take out Butters, and that's just not a good time. I guess we have to send in Electrode. As much as I really don't want to. Do I really have to do that? Because that Lunatone is going to be a complete and utter problem. Yeah, I guess we have to. It's the only thing on my team that outspeeds it. Pretty sure. I don't think Primeape does. Unless he's modest, but I'm sure he's timid. So yeah, now we're just gonna go for T-Bolt because it doesn't matter, and we do outspeed. Get rid of the Stantler, which having this Stantler be a legitimate threat was good for him in a couple of ways. One, he makes me get rid of my Electrode here, which is kind of a big deal. Because now what do I go into? I guess Torkoal. If he goes into Lunatone, we're going to have to sack something else. I guess we have to go into Butters here. I really don't see another option. And we're going to have to break our Focus Sash. I hope he goes into Sneasel. No, he's going to go into the Surviper. And I don't know what this thing is running. He's going to take some damage due to the... whatchamacallit. Yes, that. Yes, that thingamajig. Now, this could be physical or special. I'm just not really sure which. At this point, I don't know if it really matters. We do outspeed unless he's also Scarfed, but I doubt he's running 2 Scarfers. So we're going to go ahead and set up a nice little Sleep Powder. He's running some really wacky stuff, so kudos to you for at least trying this stuff out. It's working pretty darn well so far. And that's just a testament to, you know, when you're bringing unpredictable stuff, that gives you an advantage. Just because it's not standard and not cream of the crop, that doesn't mean that you can't win with it, because it makes it so that your opponent can't really predict what you're going to do. He's going to switch out here into the Parasect, predicting the Sleep Powder. Okay, fair enough. He's going to take a nice chunk of damage due to the rocks, and that obviously does not affect him. Now, I'm not sure what this is going to want to do to me. Trying to think. Are you going to be special? Are you going to be physical? What? I really don't even know what this Parasect is going to do. See, that is part of the cool... Part of the cool. That made a lot of sense. Part of the interesting side of things when you're bringing Pokemon that are not typically used, because I really don't see these, so I don't know what they typically do. I know that we outspeed with Primeape, but I don't know if that's going to help us at all. So I think going for a Bug Buzz might be our best bet here. So I think I'm going to try it. I'm not sure if it'll kill. It is super effective. So you know what? We're gonna give it a go here. We're going to go for a Bug Buzz and see how much damage we can do to this thing. That is a one-shot, so Parasect goes down. I don't know if that was a huge threat out of the way. I really don't know what it was going to do, to be honest. I don't know if it gets Sword Stance. Maybe that's what he was running. I know it gets Dry Skin. So Torkoal could have murdered it. And it was a nice immunity to Water-type moves. But I didn't have any Water-type Pokemon, so it really didn't come into play. I guess he was just sacking it, maybe. I don't know. But now we can Sleep Powder something. And if he wants to send in the Sneasel, we can survive a hit. Now, he is going to send in the Sneasel here, so this is actually fantastic for us. Because we can set up... We'd have to hit with his Sleep Powder, though. If we hit this with a Sleep Powder, because he's going to go first, so we won't burn a turn. Then we can Quiver Dance. Then we can... maybe outspeed the Lunatone. Is that really my only option? If Sleep Powder misses, though, I think we just lose, because Sneasel outspeeds Primeape. Or we can bring in Torkoal here, but I don't think we can take 2 hits, that's the thing. How do I want to play this? Do we need Torkoal for anything? We would basically just be sacking it. I mean, we'd get some nice little damage going, you know, as far as the Rocky Helmet is concerned on the Sneasel, but I don't know if that's going to help us, really. You know, what's chip damage to a Sneasel? We'd have to be able to take 2 hits, and I don't think we can from that range. So it looks like our best play here, because that Lunatone is going to be a problem. He could just come in and just spam Psychic, and I would lose because we get outsped, and Primeape dies in 1 hit, and it's just a whole big thing, so we got to go for the Sleep Powder here. That's the play. He's going to go for the Ice Punch, which would not have done squat to Torkoal. It's going to bring us down to our Focus Sash. We also need this to not freeze Butterfree, which it does not. We see the Life Orb. We need this Sleep Powder to hit, which it does. Fantastic. All right, everything is going our way here. Now, the question is, after 1 Quiver Dance, can we outspeed a Scarfed Lunatone? I legitimately am unsure. I really am. So, he needs to stay asleep here. We're going to set up a Quiver Dance, and we need him to not wake up the following turn. That's what we need, because he's going to go for Ice Shard here to try to do something. So we can't go for another Quiver Dance because he's definitely not going to stay asleep for that length of time. So we have to go for the Bug Buzz. That's really all there is to it. He's going to wake up. There's the Ice Shard. That is going to be the match, unfortunately. We needed him to stay asleep for at least 2 turns, but unfortunately we get min turns of sleep. And the Lunatone is going to be able to come in and clean up the match. Because I don't think that Primeape is going to be surviving a hit. I really don't. Really don't see that happening. So out comes the Torkoal, and we can go for a nice little Lava Plume. I think we can survive a hit from this and kill it at least. But like I said, then the Lunatone is going to come in, and if we were Scarf Primeape, we would still have this match, I think, or still have an opportunity to win this match. There's the Rocky Helmet and the Life Orb Recoil coming to the Sneasel there. Like I said, Lava Plume will take this out, and what is his other Pokemon? I always do this. I always am short one Pokemon. As we get a meaningless crit on the Sneasel, I'm really not sure. I'm really unsure as to what his final Pokemon is, but it's not going to matter. His Lunatone is going to come in, and he knows Primeape is my remaining Pokemon. He can go ahead and go for a nice little Psychic, and unless by some miracle Primeape survives, then that's going to be the match for my opponent. So, very well played match. Like I said, he brought some really wacky stuff. Unfortunately, the whole match came down to whether or not that Sneasel was going to wake up. But way too much had to go my way because I had to not get frozen, I had to nail the Sleep Powder, and he had to sleep for 2 turns. That was the only way I was going to get back into the match. That's just, unfortunately, that's too much to ask. For my luck, that's way too much to ask. So, I guess we're going to lock ourselves into close combat. It would really help at this point if I knew what his last Pokemon was, but it's not going to matter. Definitely not going to matter. There's the Psychic. Goodbye, Primeape. Oh, goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. So that was a good match. Mike. Okay, I was trying to think. What was his name? Mike. Good match. Really cool sets. I really enjoyed what you brought to the battle. And yeah, I really don't have much else to say. So I hope you guys enjoyed the match. I probably won't be using this team again because I just threw it together in about 45 seconds. So it wasn't really meant to be used for a session or anything. So we're just going to leave it at that. Like I said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you're leaving a comment and a like and all that good stuff, all the usual stuff. And I will see you all for the next battle. But until then, game on.